Welcome, and thank you so much for stopping by, fellow fans of Clash of Clans. It is your host, Galadon, and it's the continuing saga of the poor little rushed Town Hall 12 that wanted to be a grown-up Town Hall 12. It did. It wanted to be like its daddy, Galadad. It wanted to, well, you got the point, right? So here we are, episode 20 of the Gem Fix Farm Max That Rush episode, and we're getting there. We're starting to feel a little bit respectable. I mean, the Queen's level 50. The Warden, okay, he was maxed. Okay, I realized that the update just dropped around the time that I'm recording this episode. This footage is from before the update, so okay, RIP me. I'm sorry, I apologize, okay? But hey, there's a lot of footage for this series going on. A lot of attacks, a lot of gemming, a lot of farming, a lot of rushing. Okay, unrushing. And so we've got this episode to talk about before we get into the update. And of course, RIP, we're gonna have to move the Warden back over to the old side, to the not upgraded side. In the meantime, I am completely owning with E-Drags. I will tell you right now that if you want an attack that crushes the average base in Titan League or anywhere around Titan League, go down to Masters, that's fine. Of course, anything lower, it's going to absolutely annihilate it. But especially in Titan League, this attack performs extremely well against Titan League bases. And what I mean is they're not fully maxed out. They're not always the best design. But really, to be honest, with E-Dragons, there's almost no base to fear. I mean, if we see a specific anti-E-Drag base, I will show it to you and we can talk about it. But for now, players seem to be insistent upon stacking up buildings next to each other. And of course, that allows for Chain Lightning and E-Dragons to own the day. Or the heroes in that case. But check out the loot. Come on. That's like 1 million of each. Plus almost 9,000 dark. Now, I can also be Galadon the Merciful, okay? Occasionally, we'll run into a 99% situation like we see right here with Lionheart, and we give it to him. You know, I don't need your extra trophies. It's okay. Keep your Builder Hut and your extra 7 trophies. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my walls with your gold and your elixir. So yeah, that's what we've been doing. We've kind of been focusing on this just because I feel like, and I would love to hear from you down in the comments, do you guys think that level 9 walls make me seem less noob? Do I need level 10? Do I have to get all the way to level 11, like lava walls, before people actually don't think that I'm completely, terribly, horribly, awfully rushed? Of course, also, we got to get rid of black expos. I feel like that just kind of screams rushed as a Town Hall 12. You got to get rid of those black expos as soon as possible. All right, back to the, what is this? Liquid gems? What do we call it? Gem juice? The gem juice road of the season challenges? Yes, okay, fine. I went ahead. I mean, I had extra gems. What am I going to use them on, right? Let's go ahead and unlock the Pekka King. And of course, we got a couple of extra books of heroes, and we're upgrading heroes super frequently right now. So the idea was, let's go ahead and spend the extra gems. That way we don't have to spend the gems to finish the time on the hero upgrades, because now we've got, well, there you go. Here's one of them. And now we got a level 40 Barb King, looking good. The Pekka, did you see that? He just moonwalked. I swear, he just moonwalked. Hold on, let's watch that again. He completely did, right there. Look at that. Dude. Okay, you get the point. Anyway, all right, so let's upgrade some more walls. The Barbarian King moonwalked. I don't know what happened. Maybe that's his level 40 celebration. Again, we're trying to keep him within 10 levels of the Arch Queen. Think of the levels as years. Any more than a 10-year separation, it starts to get a little bit awkward. I've heard some call the Queen a cougar if she gets too much older than the King. Hey, no offense. Hey, you know, if you or your parents or somebody you know are more than 10 years apart, those May-December romances definitely work, okay? They can definitely work. I wouldn't know. My wife is less than 10 years younger than me, but I'm just saying. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. And yes, we're working on those walls. We're getting there. You know, they're getting there. What else is getting there? Well, let's see here. We wanted to, that's right. I heard about this. I heard there was a bomb over here. You guys told me. There it is. There it is, that offending giant bomb hiding on the upgraded side, and I finally found it. I know that for 2 episodes, you guys have been haranguing me over that bomb, and it is finally fixed. All right, back to awkward moments. That's right, I don't care. I said within 10, right? Well, you know what? Okay, we'll work on the king next, okay? So the queen's 51, And the Barb King's 40. Okay, 10, 11. I mean, what are numbers anyway? I mean, right? It doesn't matter how old somebody is. Right? Say it with me. It doesn't matter how old somebody is. They can still play a video game for a living, right? Come on. I need your support in the comments, people. Let's go. All right. Anyway, let's move on. We're going to get some more other upgrades done as well because we've got lots of loot to spend. And you know what else we're doing? Something else that a lot of people asked me for. They wanted to hear more epic music in the background, not always just the Clash of Clans music. Now, I think Clash of Clans music is pretty epic, but I agree that the music that I've licensed through Really Slow Motion Music, make sure you check the link down in the description to this music, is amazingly epic, and these guys are Academy Award nominated musicians, and they're amazing. So we're going to try to squeeze more of this music back into the episodes in the coming days, weeks, and months because I do truly love it. I really do. So if you guys, again, haven't heard the music, you're not familiar with it, check out the link down in the bottom of the description and go check out Really Slow Motion Music. And this is not a paid promotion for them. I just love their music. I honestly do. Okay, so again, E-Dragons. I am crushing bases, smashing faces, and winning all the okay, maybe not trophy races, but loot races. I mean, I'm earning loot very quickly. And sometimes my heroes aren't even needed. They could stay home. They could rest. They could relax. They could chillax because, honestly, they're getting a little bit old. Hey, they're not getting old. 40 and 51, both very, very young. Okay? I don't care what... Anyway, enough with the age talk, Galadon. Let's move on and talk about the loot. Okay, that was actually marginally good loot. Yes, that's right. Occasionally, I will troll just a bit, but when I troll, when I drop a freeze spell on their clan castle, I always stop at 99. Well, okay, the last building was a storage. I needed the loot. What can I say? All right, below average gold, above average elixir, and a pretty good dark as well with a bonus, almost 8k. So, hey, you guys that are looking at these attacks, remember, all you got to do is funnel just a little bit with these E-Dragons. You could use 2 baby dragons on the outside, or like I've been doing, 2 of the E-Dragons on the outside. They do a great job at funneling. My other piece of advice, bring lots of freeze spells because the sweeper is your worst enemy, and if you can, if it's possible, try to approach either behind the sweepers or approach at an angle, and this is very specific, where you can freeze the eagle and the opposing sweeper at the same time, meaning approach where you could freeze the eagle and the sweeper that would be pointed at you, because usually most bases have them pointed 2 different directions. Try to grab that angle where you can freeze the eagle and the sweeper that is going to be blowing in your face at the same time. You'll have a lot more success that way. And again, they are definitely one of my favorite troops. Whether or not they'll be effective in Legend League, I'm not really sure yet. I'm certainly going to experiment up there and see what happens, but who knows what's going to happen up there. It's going to be a crazy time with this update and Legend League. So, in any case, that is my piece of advice for you for E-Dragon attacks. Gotta love them. They are a lot of fun to execute, and yes, of course, they're expensive. They take a long time to train, but if you've got the time, we've got the beer. No, if you've got the time, we've got the army, E-Drag army, and they're definitely going to do the job. Right here, check this out. The epic Archer Queen, gonna clutch things out. You thought she was going to, I mean, she almost clutched things out, but look at the loot. Come on, that's like 800. Yeah, that's a lot of loot. Okay, so spending the loot because we noobed the gold storage. By the way, this would be another Gala fail. This does happen, I would say, about once a week. Maybe not every stream, but I would say I noobed the gold storage or noobed the elixir storage about once a week. And that, by noobing it, I mean you let it spill over and lose loot. Don't do what I do what I say, okay? Don't ever let your storages go 100% full because it's going to cost you, all right? It's going to be like almost an entire wasted raid. Okay, so we got the air defenses working. We're going to go ahead and book 1, all right? That way we can move over and let's see. We've got, that's right, of course, walls on our way to eliminating skull walls. Skulls are for noobs, right? Did I hear that somewhere? Skull? No, I'm kidding. They're not really for noobs, okay? Don't call other people noobs. It's not nice. Remember, you were a noob one time as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and show what I'm talking about as far as E-Dragons. So here, yes, single target Infernos are kind of rough on E-Drags because obviously they're high value units. But watch the slight funneling here. I just kind of funneled one side and then look again towards the top of your screen. The first freeze is going to be on the single target Inferno and the air defense, but watch the sweeper There it is. And the eagle. Okay, together. This is a stretch, but with good spell timing and placement, you can catch both right there. The sweeper and the eagle artillery are stopped. They don't have a chance, and we get in, we get the town hall down, we clear out the core more importantly. Okay, obviously, in these sort of attacks, we're not really that concerned about the town hall. We want the core because that's almost always where the dark elixir storage is going to be placed. So again, it's a farming raid, although again, this could be used as a trophy pushing raid because, well, most of the time we end up crushing bases. We really do own a lot of these bases, especially when they're pushed this tightly together. But I would anticipate that we're not going to see that much of it at the very high leagues, simply because the two strongest attacks against bases like this are E-Dragons and Pekka Smash, which are both very, very popular. So likely it's going to be something else we're going to have to use up there. Now 99%, we're going to go ahead and stop. I didn't even see where the last building was. Did you? I honestly, I didn't even see it. But hey, Galadon the Merciful. Okay, speaking of merciful or merciless, look at this base. Almost 1 million each, gold and elixir. Very excited, but again, this is almost a completely maxed out base. Notice all of the defenses are live despite the fact that we have the tombstones lying around. But then look at the curious placement of the single target Inferno and the Eagle artillery way on the outside of the base. This is a player who maybe, you know, didn't study base design. They slept through that class in college. Not sure. We're going to get in here. Going to get those out of the way early right here with the rage spells. In comes the funneling E-Drag. Now, check out that freeze right there. That's right. That's 4. Count them, 4 air targeting defenses frozen with 1 freeze spell. So sometimes the value is just so overwhelming, you can't turn it down. I can't say no to dropping a freeze spell right there. Now, also, you may notice that I've been showing a lot of attacking today and a lot of upgrading. Well, okay, my comments are weird. They're like salt and pepper. I've got players that are coming in and saying, Galadon, show less attacking, more upgrading. And I also have an equal number of comments that say, Galadon, show less upgrading and more attacking. So I decided to try to compromise for all of you. And by doing that, with a longer episode. So we've got more upgrading and more attacking in one episode. And if you really, really want to, you can skip through these attacks. I don't know why you would. I mean, that would be ridiculous. But, you know, if you want, skip through the attacks or skip through the upgrading to get to the strategy, if you can call it that. Although it's still, you know, I'm going to admit it, it's mostly spam. But remember, STAP, STAP, spell timing and placement are absolutely critical to attacks even when you're spamming. You're not spamming spells. Let's remember that. You may spam units, never ever spam spells. And with E-Dragons, never ever fear a base, especially one that gives you 1 million of each resource, and with the bonus, almost 8,000 dark elixir. So you know what that means? That's right, it's time to get back in and upgrade. So let's see, we booked this air defense earlier, so now it's time to upgrade the last air defense, get them all going to level 8. That feels good. And let's just be honest, I've been a little bit random with my defensive upgrades. Normally, I would focus on the more valuable ones like Splash. You know, things like Wizard Towers that do damage to both air and ground, and our Splash are super important. So right here, we're going to go ahead and free up a builder for, wait a minute. Uh-oh. Okay. So here comes that time again. Hashtag Gembang. Hashtag Gembang in the comments. It's time to drop another, yeah. I mean, here, let's just admit, okay, the value of gems, if you can do it, it makes more sense to buy the gems in large packs at once, okay? 14,000 gems for $100 is a much better value. Look at the 80 gems for basically $1. That's the equivalent of 8,000 gems for $100. So yeah, we bought the gems, and that's going to allow us to get this Wizard Tower upgraded. All right, so there we go. And again, we're not buying resources. We're avoiding buying resources except for when we rage gem. And that does happen, I'll admit. But we'll never buy resources for walls. I don't think that is probably going to make this episode or this series last forever. Speaking of lasting forever, it's time for the status report. Here we go. So, big deep breath in. Total amount spent. Okay, today wasn't too bad. Okay, $100. It was just $100 total. Oh my goodness, 1658.46. And of course, today we spent some gems. 9,751, $69 worth. All right, time spent. We are up to a total of 61 hours of time spent. And our next goals, well, I want to focus on those walls, and I want to use some Queen Charge Miner. E-Drags are fun. Queen Charge Miner is a blast as well, and great practice for war. As always, thank you guys for watching all the way to the end of the episode. I truly appreciate all of your support for this series. You guys are keeping this going, so Blizzlefrist in the comments. Make sure you have notifications turned on, subscribe, like, see me live stream on Facebook. Have a fantastic day. Be kind to people, planets, and the animals, and I'll see you back here again tomorrow for more full attacks.
Galadon, you said be nice to the planets. Do I have to be nice to Venus? Do I have to be nice to Uranus?
Peter.